We need to start this one over. Video contradicts Trump administration's claim of ICE. And this is now out in the paper.
Shot a motorist, 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good. Trump administration officials said these were, quote, defensive shots fired because the... On Wednesday, in Minneapolis, a federal agent fatally shot a motorist, 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good. Trump administration officials said these were, quote, defensive shots fired because the officer was being run over.
And a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over.
But our analysis of bystander footage, filmed from different angles, appears to show the agent was not in the path of the victim's SUV when he fired 3 shots at close range.
See that? His feet were firmly planted on the
Here's
ground.
how events unfolded.
Not in front of the vehicle.
Moments before the shooting, the victim's maroon SUV is stopped in the middle of the street. Multiple unmarked federal vehicles are idling nearby. Secretary Noem alleged the motorist, quote, was blocking the officers in. Bystanders are blowing whistles and yelling at federal agents.
Go home to Texas!
Then, federal vehicles start moving toward the maroon SUV, with sirens and lights blaring. A federal agent films the scene on his phone. The driver rolls forward slightly, turning left, then stops and waits for others to go ahead. 2 agents exit this silver pickup and walk toward the vehicle. Moments later, shots are fired. Let's look at the scene again more closely. This is the agent who shoots the driver. He walks around the car filming and disappears from view. Other agents pull up and order the driver to exit her vehicle. One of them grabs at the door handle and reaches inside. The SUV reverses, then turns right, apparently attempting to leave. At the same time, the agent filming crosses toward the left of the vehicle and grabs his gun. He opens fire on the motorist and continues shooting as she drives past. The moment the agent fires, he is standing here, to the left of the SUV, and the wheels are pointing to the right, away from the agent. This appears to conflict with allegations that the SUV was ramming or about to ram the officer. President Trump and others said the federal agent was hit by the SUV.
And that was a lie, objectively, and the video evidence proves that they're lying.
And it's true that at this moment in this grainy low-resolution footage, it does look like the agent is being struck by the SUV. But when we synchronize it with the first clip, we can see the agent is not being run over. In fact, his feet are positioned away from the SUV. The SUV crashes into a white car parked down the road. A bystander runs toward the collision. The federal agents on scene do not appear to rush to provide emergency medical care. Eventually, the agent who shot the motorist approaches the vehicle. Seconds later, he turns back around and tells his colleagues to call 911.
Shame! You shot someone! You shot someone!
Agents block several bystanders who attempt to provide medical care, including one who identifies himself as a physician.
I go check a pulse!
No! Back up! Now!
I'm a physician!
Hey, listen, I understand.
At the same time, several agents, including the agent who opened fire, get in their vehicles and drive off, apparently altering the active crime scene.
That video analysis from the New York Times completely refutes ISIS and
on Wednesday,
anybody's narrative of self-defense. It proves the officer, in fact, did not and could not have possibly acted in self-defense, and that this objectively, absolutely was cold-blooded murder, and anybody who dismisses that is necessarily psychotic at best, suffering psychotic delusions. Their perspective on reality is objectively false. They believe the equivalent of believing 2.0000 followed by an infinite progression of zeros, followed by a plus 2.0 followed by an infinite progression of zeros is 5. It objectively was not self-defense. It objectively was murder in the second or third. There was no self-defense. There was nothing. This officer engaged in an unjustified shooting. A reasonable officer would know that his life was not in danger. The shooting was unjustified, and this absolutely, objectively, was an act of criminal homicide by a murdering thug. If you disagree, you are suffering from psychotic delusions. Period. End of story. If you dismiss this account of reality, you are suffering psychotic delusions. I see things the way that they objectively and absolutely are. So any dissent is delusion. Period. I see things, and my perspective on reality directly touches reality, meaning if I see it that way, that is how it actually is. And if you see it otherwise, you have a warped lens on reality, and there is no possibility whatsoever that it is otherwise. Get fucked, dismissive pricks. I dismiss your dismissal and stand by my narrative. It objectively was murder. Lock him up.